was just thinking, where is he going with this? A pirate? Is this a move that I don't know about?
Hello and welcome to our crack school. We are going up in the sizes and we're looking at arm barring. So when the crack gets slightly wider than your stacking position, I guess maybe what we're talking here, 8 inch, 9 inch, 6
Yeah.
inch, 6 inch and up, 7.8 inches and above, we get into armbar territory.
This is where it gets a little bit more interesting.
Especially if it's steep, actually.
Oh my God, it's absolutely desperate.
Absolutely desperate.
Because this is the size where you can't really get a hip in. Your lower body, you've got to be a bit more creative or a bit more effective. Also, with the upper body, your options available to you don't jam that well, and you've got a lot less mechanical advantage. And I'd say this is the one kind of technique or width where you actually have to put some proper muscle power behind it.
You have to put a bit of beef. You have to get involved, don't you? It
gets
is a little bit. The
gets
arm bar is
emotional.
we're trying here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think even though you look at some of the widths of cracks like outside and you go, that just looks like like a vert chimney. It's not going to be that hard. It's some of the most exhausting things I've done.
Yeah, for sure.
In some time.
Yeah.
So should we split it down upper body and then lower body?
Yep,
Do it that way?
upper body, lower body.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily we're on a slab today, so we shouldn't have too many problems.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, thank God.
So first of all, we want to get as deep as we can in the crack so we can get some action with the back of our shoulder in the crack. And then inside of it, we're opposing on one side with our palm, and we're not doing kind of like this sort of shape inside or crimping on it. We're just getting a big flat palm, so as much surface as possible. And then the other side, we're getting a combination of elbow and the back of your tricep on one side of the crack. This does mean that if it's a rough crack inside, it kind of hurts on the back of your arm, and that's where elbow pads and
that sort of stuff comes in.
taping up really helps.
Yeah. Do you remember that one I did? That one in the desert when I went set off in a t-shirt. I was like on this on-site, and I finished the on-site, and it was like my tricep had been like scalded with a
It was horrible.
blowtorched lawnmower. It had just been like churned up. It was quite bad. It was just like weeping. Awful.
I think the message is don't do
that.
any chicken winging or arm barring in a t-shirt. This is a really, really bad idea.
Yeah.
So Pete, I have a feeling that you are going to show me something different with this toilet roll than I'm expecting.
Yes. So this is not me needing to go to the toilet. This is because we have an off-width at the end of our route. So what we're going to do is, because we have limited padding, we're going to use bog roll. So get a good dose of bog roll, and we're going to put it on the tricep where the chicken wings go.
Is it important whether it's single ply or double ply?
This?
Yeah.
You want the softest you can get. So like Andrex or something, or Puppy I'm So Soft, or whatever it might be, I don't know.
I'm so soft.
On it goes. Actually, it might be better just to bosh, and then straight on there. And on it goes. Padding.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to try that.
Yeah.
Well, after I've seen you succeed.
Yeah. And this is quite strong, so you just need four strips to tape around the whole lot, and I don't think it'll disintegrate.
Quality.
Arm positioning
Onwards.
in the crack on the steepest arm barring cracks, so where it gets much more steep and overhanging, then you're going to have quite a high arm barring position. If it's roughly vertical, then your horizontal or sort of perpendicular to the crack arm bar position is your holding position. So the one where you're going to maintain a position and you're going to move other things around. And then a low arm bar position, so you're coming down low and the palms right down by your waist or that kind of level. That's more of a pushing position, especially on slabby cracks. So low for pushing and creating some movement, horizontal for holding, and then on steepest cracks, you're also using that high arm bar for holding as well. So if I come in the crack here, I'm going as deep as possible, really trying to get shoulder in so I can use that on one side of the crack and I get some action from that as well. And then I'm placing my palm on one side, elbow on the other, and trying to essentially squeeze the two cracks apart. And that's all it comes down to on a arm bar. And to do this, you're going to have to use muscle. You're going to have to create force in that manner. There's not a kind of mechanical advantage you're getting here particularly. It's just a case of creating as much force and plenty of friction on either side of the crack. Yeah. Anything else you'd say for that, really?
I think you nailed it. I mean, it is definitely a jam where, you know, you have to use some beef.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just have to. You do.
And then it's just about bracing that other hand on the outside of the crack, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. And also using this hand on the edge of the crack helps push that shoulder into the back as well. So like really pulling with this hand will help push that shoulder into the back, and then, you know, it gives you sort of a more solid position.
And I'd say on this arm here, it's pretty key that you don't do a lot of really extending up and reaching high on the crack. The only reason why you should be reaching high is because you can see a nice big jug up there. That's about the only time I will do that. Otherwise, just keep it down here because you are trying to create that opposition and pushing your shoulder inside the crack.
Oh, so many times I've just like reached up and you're just like tickling a jug. And then you've come out of that position, you're just like, ah, no, I can't reach it. And then you're just like, oh, I have to carry on a bit. Just don't overextend. That's the...
Yeah, because it becomes absolutely desperate.
It becomes desperate. Maybe talk about the shoulder bar.
Ah, yeah.
The shoulder bar, so just like
that's a really
this
good
one,
point.
and then you can alternate between the two. Like, I mean, I tend to alternate between the two. If like one, if you're arm barring and like you're pushing and that's getting tired, then like alternating to this, and then sometimes I like get tired actually in the front here. And then like you're using this. And then like that gets tired, and then, you know, you're using this. So it's just good to have two options.
So to give you an example of actually what a shoulder bar is that we're moving from an arm bar in this position in the crack, and then we're coming much more bent in the arm, and then we're opposing across in this way. So it's moving from there back down to the arm bar. So arm bar, shoulder bar, and arm bar. And it is quite nice moving between this. And you can sometimes actually bring in that hand all the way out and bring it out to the crack as well. And I do find that at certain parts you can almost transition that into a chicken wing.
Yeah, depending
as well,
on the size,
and you can like sneak a little cheeky
chicken wing.
Yeah. If my shoulder mobility will do it.
Cheeky KFC.
Yeah. So inside the crack is you're going to be using a leg bar. So with that is that you have your knee, or the inside of your knee pushing on one side, and then you have the heel of your foot pushing on the other side of the crack. If you're getting your hips as far into the crack and as deep as possible, you can get some contact on your butt cheek as well. That kind of helps that thing. So it's a bit like your butt cheek is the equivalent to your back of your shoulder on the upper body, and your inside knee is your palm, and the back of your heel is your elbow and tricep. So that's kind of the versions that you can think of them from. Once you contract in both of those and you've got that holding position, that's the point where you can then bring your heel into that position where you can start to create some outside action on the edge of the crack, and you're going to be barring across the edge of the crack and be able to get some kind of upward pushing motion. So let's have a go on the crack here now. So arm bar inside, opposing on...
Let me put you on belay.
Oh yeah, get me on belay. Yeah, sweet deal. Feels safe now.
All right, you're on.
So outside foot on the edge of the crack. Pushing it up. Then I'm creating plenty of tension across my lower body and upper body at the same time to move that foot position up. Then shuffling, moving it up again, and so on. So just a little bit of shuffling up the crack, creating plenty of tension on that arm bar and the knee, leg bar inside, and then opposition on either side of the crack between the heel and toe on either side. But all the upward movement is very definitely created by the force between the heel and the toe on either side of the crack. And you just hope that you don't find yourself on a crack where the distance from either side there is bigger than your foot.
Yeah, I guess usually if it's bigger, you can fit inside. You're going to be able to start fitting inside the crack.
Yeah.
But say if you have, like, you're a pirate or something, and like your outside leg is a peg leg, then you're going to really struggle to like get that foot across the edge of the crack.
I was just thinking, where is he going with this? A pirate? Is this a move that I don't know about? But you were genuinely
like-
thinking of a real pirate.
Yeah,
here.
yeah, no, like if you are a pirate climbing this off width, then you're going to really struggle with your outside leg. Well, because they've got like a peg leg on the end, and you just haven't got that foot to bridge across the crack, really. So
I think we need to branch out to a new series, off-width climbing for pirates.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, but like in the same way, if somebody has this is a sensible answer. Let's say a big guy with tiny feet, then you're not going to be able to get in the crack, but you're not going to be able to use that outside foot effectively.
No.
It's going to start getting really tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So,
I'd say the vast majority of the time, I just look for an edge.
yeah,
And I start pushing on little edges and smears.
Yeah.
And that's nearly always the crux.
Yeah.
As well on that side, you just have two desperate moves where you're moving between a section and then you get the heel toes again and then you're back in good.
You're back in, yeah. And also, if they run out and it's like narrower, higher up, then just making that high step into the heel toe, like we've done, like on Goliath in the Peak District and stuff. Just get that like really high step, and then like bosh you through the crooks.
Yeah.
It's all about the high step.
So keep working on that outside edge or outside heel toe. It's really, really key.
Yeah. Yeah.
We will continue to make this kind of stuff as long as you find it useful. Bye from me. Bye from you.
Goodbye. Adios.
See you soon.